The bass is shaking the floor. Colored lights slice through cigarette smoke. It's 2:47 a.m. on a Saturday night in Brussels, 1982. Club Merano, Continental Basement Limb, 300 bodies packed into a space designed for half that number. The air is thick with sweat, cologne, and tension that nobody can name yet, but everyone can feel. Near the back corner, past the dance floor, past the bar where glasses are being refilled too fast, 5 men form a loose circle around a sixth. The music is loud enough that most people don't notice. Those who do notice look away quickly. This is the kind of moment where getting involved means getting hurt. The man in the center is 21 years old. Dark hair, athletic build, wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans. His name is Jean-Claude Van Damme, though nobody here knows that name yet. Right now he's just another face, another body, another nobody in a nightclub full of nobodies pretending to be somebodies. The 5 men surrounding him are different. These are regulars, street fighters who come here not to dance, not to drink, but to find trouble when trouble needs finding. The tallest one is called Mark, 6'3", construction worker arms, a scar running through his left eyebrow from a bottle fight 2 years ago. Next to him stands Philippe, shorter but wider, bouncer at 3 different clubs, banned from 4 others. The other 3 have names, but those names don't matter. What matters is that together they represent a problem that most people solve by leaving. Van Damme doesn't leave. Mark speaks first. His voice cuts through the music, loud enough for the circle to hear, quiet enough that it doesn't spread further yet. "You're the dancer, right? The guy who does ballet?" Van Damme doesn't respond immediately. He stands with his hands loose at his sides, weight evenly distributed, breathing normal. His eyes move from face to face, reading postures, calculating distances, noting who's drunk and who's sober, who's confident and who's compensating. Philippe laughs, the kind of laugh that's designed to invite others to join. "I heard you can do the splits. That's cute. My little sister does the splits in gymnastics class." Someone in the crowd laughs. That laugh gives Philippe permission to continue. "We're here because someone told us you've been talking, saying you're some kind of martial arts expert, saying you could take any of us in a fight." Philippe steps closer. "We want to test that. Right here, right now." Van Damme finally speaks. His French carries a Brussels accent, working class, unpretentious. "I never said that. Someone lied to you." Mark shakes his head. "Maybe, maybe not. But you're here now, 5 of us. 1 of you. If you're really as good as people say, this should be easy. If you're not, well, we'll find out together." The circle tightens. 300 people in the club, but right now the only people who matter are these 6. A woman near the bar notices, taps her friend's shoulder, points. The friend looks, says something, and suddenly 20 people are watching, then 40. The music doesn't stop, but the energy shifts. Something is happening. Everyone can feel it now. Van Damme could walk away. The exit is 15 meters behind him. He could push through the crowd, leave through the back door, go home, forget this night ever happened. Nobody would blame him. 5 against 1 isn't a fight. It's an execution. But he doesn't move toward the exit. Instead, he does something nobody expects. He smiles. Not a nervous smile, not a scared smile. A smile that suggests he knows something they don't. "If I defend myself," Van Damme says quietly, "and you get hurt, you won't call the police." Mark laughs. "If we get hurt, brother, you should worry about yourself." Van Damme nods slowly. "Okay, but not here. Too many people. Someone innocent gets hurt. That's on you, not me." Philippe considers this. He looks at Mark. They're not stupid. They've been in enough fights to know that when bottles start flying, When bodies start falling, management calls the police and everyone goes to jail. Better to take this somewhere with fewer witnesses. Loading dock, Mark says. Out back. 2 minutes. The circle breaks. The 5 men walk toward the rear exit. Van Damme follows, but not immediately. He finishes his water, sets the glass down carefully on the nearest table, rolls his shoulders once, twice, then moves through the crowd. 60 people follow them outside. Word has spread. This isn't just a fight anymore. This is entertainment. This is a story people will tell on Monday morning. You should have seen what happened at Murano this weekend. The loading dock is concrete and shadow. A single yellow bulb provides the only light, casting long shapes across the ground. Delivery trucks park here during the day, but right now it's empty except for 3 dumpsters and a loading ramp that nobody uses anymore. The 5 men spread out, forming a semicircle. Van Damme stands with his back to the loading ramp. Poor positioning. Anyone who knows fighting knows you never let yourself get cornered. But Van Damme doesn't adjust. He just stands there, hands still at his sides, breathing still normal. The crowd forms a loose horseshoe behind the 5 fighters. Someone is filming on a handheld camera, the kind that records onto VHS tapes. The footage is too dark to be useful, but they're recording anyway because this feels important. Mark cracks his knuckles. Philippe rolls his neck. The other 3 bounce on their feet, psyching themselves up, burning off nervous energy. Van Damme remains perfectly still. Last chance, Mark says. Walk away. Admit you're just a dancer with big talk. We'll let you leave. Van Damme doesn't respond. His eyes have changed. Still calm, but now there's something else underneath. Focus. The kind of focus that comes from years of training. From 10,000 kicks practiced until muscle memory replaces conscious thought. From sparring sessions where mercy isn't offered and mistakes leave bruises that last weeks. Mark reads that look. For the first time tonight he hesitates. Something is wrong. The dancer isn't scared. He should be scared. But it's too late to back down now. Not with 60 people watching. Not after the big talk. Not after backing someone into a corner and promising consequences. Mark moves first. Steps forward, throws a right hook, puts his full weight behind it. It's a street punch. Wild but powerful. The kind that ends bar fights when it connects. It doesn't connect. Van Damme's head moves 3 inches to the left. The punch passes through empty air. Before Mark can retract his arm, Van Damme's right leg sweeps up in an arc too fast to follow, too precise to be accidental. His shin connects with Mark's jaw with a sound, like a baseball bat hitting a side of beef. Mark's head snaps sideways. His body follows. He's unconscious before he hits the ground. Philippe freezes. So do the other 3. So does the crowd. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected the dancer to move like that. Nobody expected the fight to be over in 2 seconds. But it's not over. The second fighter, the one whose name doesn't matter, rushes forward, tackles low, trying to grab Van Damme's legs, trying to use weight advantage to bring him down. Wrestling logic. If you can't strike, grapple. Van Damme doesn't let himself get grabbed. He pivots, brings his knee up into the fighter's face, once, twice. The man releases, stumbles backward, blood pouring from his nose. Van Damme follows with a spinning back kick that catches him in the solar plexus. The air leaves his lungs in one sharp gasp. He drops. 4 seconds. Philippe finally moves. He's trained. He's fought professionally. He knows how to close distance, how to corner an opponent. He comes in with a combination. Jab, cross, hook, trying to overwhelm with volume. Van Damme doesn't block. He evades. Each punch misses by millimeters. His footwork is textbook. Lateral movement, angle creation, position control. Then Philippe overcommits on a right cross, leaving his ribs exposed for a fraction of a second. Van Damme's sidekick crashes into Philippe's ribcage. Something cracks. Philippe's face goes white. He grabs his side, staggers backward, drops to one knee. 6 seconds. The last two fighters look at each other, both thinking the same thing. This isn't a fight. This is a demonstration. This is a lesson. They're not fighters facing a dancer. They're students facing a master. They rush together, trying to use numbers, trying to attack from two angles simultaneously. Van Damme moves between them, like water flowing around stones. A low sweep takes out the first one's legs. An elbow strike catches the second one in the temple. As he overextends, both hit the concrete within a second of each other. 8 seconds total. 5 men on the ground. 1 man standing. 60 witnesses in absolute silence. Van Damme's breathing hasn't changed. He's not winded, not celebrating, not posing. He looks at the 5 bodies on the concrete, checks that they're all breathing, then turns toward the crowd. Anyone else? Nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Van Damme walks back into the club, pushes through the crowd, picks up his jacket from the chair where he left it, and walks out the front door into the Brussels night. He doesn't run, doesn't hurry, just walks, like he's leaving after an ordinary evening. Behind him, the crowd explodes into noise. Everyone talking at once, nobody believing what they just saw. The footage from the handheld camera is too dark, too shaky, too incomplete to prove anything. But 60 people witnessed it. 60 people who will tell the story on Monday, who will tell it for years, who will watch Van Damme in movies a decade later and say, I was there the night he fought 5 guys. I saw it happen. Mark wakes up 3 minutes later with a concussion and a jaw that will hurt for 2 weeks. Philippe goes to the hospital with 3 cracked ribs. The others recover faster, but the memory stays longer. 2 weeks after that night, Van Damme receives a phone call. The owner of Club Murano wants to meet him. Turns out the owner also runs underground fight tournaments. Full contact, no rules, cash prizes. Fighters come from all over Europe. I saw the footage, the owner says. It's dark, but I can see enough. You're fast, precise, controlled. I can get you fights, real money. Van Damme considers this. He's been training since he was 10 years old. Karate, kickboxing, ballet for flexibility, weight training for power. Years of discipline, years of preparation. For what? To work construction, to teach children's classes at a community dojo. He accepts. Over the next 3 years, Van Damme fights in 18 underground tournaments across Belgium and France, wins 16. The losses teach him more than the victories. He learns timing, distance, reading opponents, managing adrenaline, fighting when exhausted, fighting when injured, fighting through doubt. In 1985, he moves to America with $300 and a dream. 7 years later, he's a movie star. 20 years later, he's a legend. But everyone who knows his story knows it started on a loading dock in Brussels. 5 against 1. 8 seconds that proved speed beats strength, precision beats size, discipline beats arrogance. Van Damme was asked once in an interview, what would you tell those 5 men if you saw them today? He thought for a long time, then said, thank you. You showed me I was ready. You showed me fear doesn't matter. You showed me that when you train correctly, the body knows what to do even when the mind is afraid. You gave me confidence I carried for 30 years, so thank you. That's the difference between revenge and mastery. Revenge wants to hurt. Mastery wants to teach, even if the lesson is delivered in 8 seconds on a concrete loading dock in Brussels.